Good morning students, welcome to BS1 second semester geology class. So today I am going to discuss the early development in frog, early development of frog. So the embryonic development of frog. When sperm fertilize the egg, streaming movements are set up in the egg and these results in distribution of materials. See, look here, this is the frog egg. Can you see this frog egg? This frog egg has two poles. This is animal pole, this is vegetal pole. This half is called as animal hemisphere and the lower half is known as vegetal hemisphere. Vegetal hemisphere has yolk, whereas animal hemisphere has no yolk. It is free from yolk. And in between these two, you can see here. Can you see this part? In between these two. This is neither dark nor yellow in color. In between these two, gray in color. Therefore, this part is called as gray crescent. So gray crescent develops only after the fertilization of egg. Only after the penetration of sperm into the womb, gray crescent is developed. Okay, not before the fertilization. Before the fertilization, no gray crescent. Only two hemispheres are present: animal hemisphere, vegetal hemisphere. Clear? And eggs are laid by female frog during spawning, and over this, the male frog oozes its milk, sperms. Sperms penetrate into the womb. Now the womb gets fertilized. Outside the membrane, the ovum, fertilization membrane is developed. Fertilization membrane is developed. So, when sperm fertilize the egg, streaming movements are set up in the egg and these results in distribution of materials inside the egg. As the sperm moves into the cytoplasm of the ovum, the materials that are present in the cytoplasm, they start to move from one region to another region, so that three regions can be seen. Therefore, because of the penetration of sperm into the egg, three regions are developed: the upper animal hemisphere, which is pigmented, and lower white vegetal pole. Between the two hemispheres, there is a small with no pigment, small with or without pigment called gray crescent. Okay, that is called gray crescent. This is the gray crescent. Okay, then soon after the fertilization, around 2 to 3 hours after fertilization, the zygote begins to divide. Now this is zygote. Zygote begins to divide. So division furrow starts from animal hemisphere, extends towards the vegetal pole, dividing the entire zygote into two cells. These two cells are called as blastomeres, and both blastomeres are almost equal in size. Therefore, the first cleavage of frog is holoblastic and equal division. Equal holoblastic division occurs. So this is the first cleavage. First cleavage occurs 2 to 3 hours after fertilization. The zygote begins to divide. The repeated division in the successive fashion is known as cleavage or segmentation. So what is cleavage or segmentation? The repeated mitotic division in the successive fashion is known as cleavage or segmentation. So division is what type? Mitotic type. There are two types of divisions of cells: mitotic division, meiotic division. Here the cleavage is mitotic division. Division is mitotic. The cleavage begins as a small depression at animal pole and gradually extends surrounding the zygote, dividing into two cells. The divisions are holoblastic and complete. The divisions are holoblastic. Holoblastic means entire egg undergoes division. Such type of cleavage is called holoblastic. And complete. First cleavage is meridional. Meridional means it is vertical, passing through the animal pole vegetal pole axis. This is called meridional, forming two cells, and this is called two cell stage. Then second cleavage is also meridional but right angles to the first one. It forms four cells. See, first one is meridional cleavage. As a result, two equal sized blastomeres are formed, and second cleavage is also meridional but it is right angles to the first one. Therefore, four cells are formed at the end of second division, and this is called four cell stage. All four cells are equal in size. They are equal in size. Therefore, first cleavage and second cleavage are holoblastic equal cleavage. Holoblastic equal. Okay. Then third cleavage, look here. Third cleavage in frog egg is not meridional, it is the longitudinal. Just above the equator towards the animal pole region. As a result, two sets of blastomeres are formed. Four blastomeres that are present towards the animal pole region are smaller in size, and another four blastomeres present at the vegetal pole region are larger in size. These are called macromeres and these are called micromeres. So third cleavage in frog embryology, frog cleavage is holoblastic but unequal. So the cells are known as blastomeres. Third cleavage is horizontal but above the equatorial line, forming unequal size cells. The upper four cells toward animal pole are small and pigmented, known as micromeres or epiblast. The lower four large yolk-laden cells are known as megameres or hypoblast. They are megameres. Epiblast is formed by upper four micromeres. Hypoblast is made by lower four megameres. Fourth and fifth cleavage are also vertical, forming 16-celled zygote. This division is followed by two horizontal cleavage, one toward animal pole and the other towards vegetal pole, resulting 32 cell stage. Okay. So third cleavage onwards. The plane of cleavage is not regular in frog. They are not studied continuously. Next, the morula stage. So 32 cell stage it is. 32 cell stage. How many layers are there? Tires 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tires, and each tire is having 8 cells. 8 plus 8 plus 16, 8. 8. How many? 34, and this, 16 plus 16, 32. 32 cells. Next, morula stage. Morula or mulberry shaped cell stage. As a result of repeated irregular cleavage, ball of cells is formed, known as morula stage. Morula stage. Here, the embryo is having cells but it is solid ball-like structure. It's not having hollow cavity at the center. Therefore, this is called morula stage. One hemisphere of morula is composed of large number of small black and yolkless cells known as micromeres, and other hemisphere is composed of fewer number of large white and yolk-laden cells known as megameres. So that is morula stage. So 32 cell stage is morula stage. Next, morula becomes blastula stage. So what is the difference between morula stage and blastula stage? Morula stage has no cavity at the center, whereas blastula has cavity at the center. That cavity is called as blastocele. The micromeres divide more rapidly than megameres, which results in formation of small fluid-filled cavity known as blastocele or segmentation cavity. So here the upper cells are dividing rapidly because they don't have yolk. These cells multiply very fast than the megameres. As a result, what happens, inside the embryo, cavity is developed. So that cavity is filled with fluid secreted by these surrounding cells, these cells. Okay. Can you see here? This is cavity. So lower cells are larger in size, upper cells are smaller in size. Here you can see clearly. So this is blastostage. So these are micromeres and these are macromeres. Micromeres divide very fast without getting any hurdle because they are not having any yolk. They multiply rapidly, whereas these cells do not multiply rapidly. As a result, what happens, at the center cavity is developed. This cavity is filled by fluid secreted by the surrounding cells. These cells secrete fluid. That fluid is collected at the center, and therefore this cavity filled with fluid is called as blastocele. And this is blastula stage. Blastula stage. So blastocele bearing stage is called blastula. The floor of blastocele is composed of layer of yolk laden megameres, while the roof is composed of micromeres. In this stage, early presumptive areas can be differentiated by staining technique. The entire animal pole of blastula represents the presumptive ectoderm. So this part is representing presumptive ectoderm. This part of the cells, embryo is going to be developed into ectoderm of the embryo. Presumptive ectodermal cells these are going to be developed into endodermal cells. Presumptive endodermal cells. So here presumptive mesodermal cells are present. Presumptive mesodermal cells. The entire animal pole of blastula represents the presumptive ectoderm, which is further divided into presumptive epidermis and presumptive neural plate. A small area near vesical pole is presumptive notochord. Close to presumptive notochord, there is a gray crescent region which is the presumptive mesoderm. The remaining vesical region is presumptive endoderm. So these presumptive layers, part of the embryo, going to be developed or occupying their different position during a blastula stage. blastula stage, gastrula stage. After blastula, gastrula begins. Gastrula stage. So in blastula, all cells are arranged in only one layer. All cells. See, all cells are forming only one layer around the blastocele, and this layer is called as blastoderm. What is this? Blastoderm. So as the blastula transforms into gastrula, these cells move from one place to another place and arrange themselves into different layers, germinal layers. 3 primary germinal layers: ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm, from which the all organs, tissues, organ systems of the animal are developed. So, gastrula stage. Gastrula is the two-layered embryo stage formed by migration and rearrangement of cells of blastula. The process of formation of gastrula is called gastrulation. What is gastrulation? The process of formation of gastrula is called gastrulation. Gastrulation involves some critical changes in the blastula, such as differentiation of cells, transformation from monoblastic to diploblastic layer, formation of three primary germ layers. Three primary germ layers are formed: ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm, and it is having two layers. Gastrulation completes in three different steps. Number 1, epiboly. In this step, micromeres at animal pole divide more repeatedly and rapidly, enclosing the megameres except in the region of yolk plug. This overgrowth or spreading of micromeres is called epiboly. Here, look here. These cells multiply at a faster rate. As a result, they move towards one point of the egg where the involution of cells occur. So these multiply and cover the entire egg by the ectodermal cells, micromeres. Look here, all cells move towards here. Therefore, see this blue colored part is the future ectoderm, micromeres. These micromeres repeatedly divide at a faster rate. As a result, this blue color part covers the entire egg. Can you see here? See, this is coming like this. See, entire external part of the embryo is covered by blue color. Blue color means micromeres. This is called epiboly. Epi means above all cells, whether they are all megameres are externally covered by micromeres. So this is blue color is future ectoderm, and yellow color future endoderm. See this part, these cells are megameres. They are laden with yolk, and these cells are also externally covered by blue colored cells, means micromeres, due to overgrowth of the micromeres. Can you see here? See, the entire external part is covered by ectoderm. So next step in gastrulation is emboli or invagination. In this step, small groove appears due to invagination of megameres near gray crescent region. The invagination gradually grows inward, causing migration of cells. Here you look at this diagram. Here, can you see it? Small depression is formed at the surface of the blastula. This depression is due to the inward movement of these cells, megameres. They move inside. This is called involution. Can you see it? They move inside. As a result, depression is formed here. This depression is nothing but blastopore. That opening is called as blastopore. Now what happens, gradually these cells, micromeres, start to move inside. They move inside. As a result, the size of this cavity is increasing. Look here. Cells are moving like this. Cells are moving. And they are arranging themselves just below the outer layer. As a result, this cavity is increasing, and this is called as archentron. New cavity, and old cavity, blastocele, is reducing in its size. Its size is being reduced. Can you see it? Very small size. This is archentron. Archentron is the presumptive gut of the embryo, and this opening called blastopore. Blastopore is the presumptive opening of the gut to the exterior. Anus is formed. Anus is going to be formed by blastopore. So this stage is also known as yolk plug stage. The narrowing of blastopore exerts pressure on underlying yolk laden megameres, result in protruding of some megameres cells as yolk plug. Some cells are protruding outside. Can you see here? As these cells are covering entire surface of the embryo, these yolk laden cells are seen here. Can you see here? This is called yolk plug. Around this blastophore is formed. So this is yolk plug. Some cells are seen, some megameres are seen here at the opening of blastopore, and this is called yolk plug. Okay, as invasion process progresses, archentron increases in size and the blastocele become reduced and finally obliterated. This groove is the beginning of archentron, and its anterior opening is called blastopore. The blastopore is guided by anterior margin called dorsal lip and backward projecting lateral lip. So this is the second stage. First process in gastrulation is epiboly, means repeated division of the micromeres covers the entire embryo. These cells cover the megameres also. This is called epiboly. And emboli or involution. So some megameres present at the vestral hemisphere region move inside. As a result, small depression is formed at the surface of the embryo. That is called blastopore. Then third step, involution. Epiboly is over, overgrowth, then invagination, then involution. Involution, inward movement of the cells. Due to increase in size of orchentron as well as formation of yolk plug, there is rapid migration of presumptive areas within the embryo occurs. This movement of the presumptive areas is known as involution. See, these are moving inside. These are moving inside. You see here? Moving inside. This movement of cells inside the embryo is called involution. Involution. Rotation of gastrula. Gastrulation causes shift in the center of gravity of the embryo. In blastula stage, the embryo floats within animal pole upward. But formation of orchentron causes the embryo to rotate within the vitelline membrane. Within the vitelline membrane, the embryo rotates so that blastopore comes near the vestal pole. Blastopore comes near the vestal pole. So gastrulation causes following changes. What changes are happening during gastrulation? Number one, blastopore is presumptive gut. Presumptive opening of the gut. What is blastopore? Blastopore is the presumptive gut opening. Presumptive gut is orchentron. Roof of the orchentron is chordomesoderm. Roof of the orchentron is chordomesoderm. So this is orchentron. This roof is made up of notochordal cells and mesodermal cells. Therefore, it is called chordomesodermal cells are present here in the roof of orchentron. This is roof and this is floor of the orchentron. Next, floor of orchentron is endoderm. Floor of the orchentron is endoderm. This floor of the orchentron is endoderm. Roof of the orchentron is chordomesoderm. And this is presumptive ectoderm. Ectoderm it is. So different stages here. Surface view, cross section. This is cross section. Interior changes we can see in these figures. See, look here. Frog lays eggs. Male frog lays sperms. Fusion occurs. Zygote is formed. Zygote undergoes cleavage. Two-cell stage. Morula stage. Blastula stage. Blastocele. And the blastopore it is. Gastrula stage. Tadpole larva is formed. Okay. So this is how the frog development occurs. So this is how the development of the frog occurs. So now I will show you one video clipping which gives you an idea of about how the actual embryo of the frog develops from its zygote soon after the fertilization up to the formation of frog. Let us see.
The fertilized ovum undergoes rapid divisions and forms a blastula. Each division normally takes about 30 minutes. The blastula develops into a gastrula. folds develop and fuse to form the spinal cord and brain. Eventually, the embryos hatch as free-swimming tadpoles, or larvae. The tadpoles undergo metamorphosis, and tiny frogs emerge that eventually grow into adults.
Okay. Okay. So that is the early development of frog. And now let us come to the end of the chapter. Now we'll give you assignments. There are 4 assignments. Number 1 is, what is epiboly? What is epiboly? Next, what is emboly? Second question. And third one is, what is archentron? And fourth one is, what is blastopore? So these are the assignments on this chapter. I hope you have followed the early development of frog. Okay, thank you.